So here's a tool that I was pretty excited to treat myself to. It's a laser level that I can pair with a receiver. I'm getting ready to build more stone walls here outside. Particularly the one behind me is going to get redone, and this is going to help me upgrade over my trusty water level that I've used before. Now, don't get me wrong, the water level worked great for several years, and it was really, really affordable. I think it was, well, I actually got it for free, but you can buy them for like $10. And that's a great place to start. It's just a little time consuming to set up sometimes. And now that I've got a baby in the mix, I need some ways to save a little bit of time, and this is going to be a perfect way for me to do that. Plus, outside of building the stone wall projects, there are just too many other projects in the future that I think I could use this for. So it was just too easy to justify treating myself to this tool. Thinking back to some projects that I've shown you guys, I could have easily used it to align the molding in the nursery that I did, or the letters, or the shelves, lining up pictures or lights. It feels like the list is just endless, that this could have really come in handy. So before I start using this, I actually want to verify it's accurate. So I usually like to try and verify my tool's accuracy before I use them. This tool in particular, because I had a little issue with the receiver, and I'll dive into that later. This is supposed to be accurate to 1/9 of an inch, so let's just realistically call it 1/8, about there, at 33 feet. But we're going to sanity check it against the level, make sure we're happy with it, and then we're going to jump in the shop, do that real quick, and then I'll do a little testing outside with the receiver and make sure that this works the way I expect it to as well. All right, so we're back in the shop and we're gonna be sanity checking the laser level against the level. But first things first, how do I know my level is accurate? I can't assume that either. Fortunately, tools like this are really easy for anybody to check, and it's called reversing the level. So we're gonna look at the bubble and we're gonna turn the level around, and then we're gonna make sure the bubble is in the exact same position. I typically like to either mark the bench with a piece of tape, or in this case, I'm up against a corner. And what's key is that the bubble is in exactly the same position. When we're reversing, we're not turning the level over like this. It's really important that we're checking the same vial. We're not gonna be referencing other vials. If there are multiple on your level, you could sanity check them against each other, but I'm using the one on the bottom here. I'm not gonna flip it upside down. I'm simply gonna turn it 180 degrees and verify we're accurate. Now my bench isn't perfectly level, but my level's good, but I'm gonna shim this so it's level, and then we're gonna check it against the laser level. So I've got the laser level set up across my shop, so it's gonna be about 15 feet away, so I'm probably half their accuracy spec measurement away. So I'd be looking at 1/16 of an inch maybe at this distance, but I don't even see that as I kind of go across the top of the laser level. It is, from what I can tell, just dead nuts across the top, which is perfect. And especially for just kind of a DIY laser level like I'm using it, Joe homeowner, I think this is more than accurate enough what I'm looking for. All right, so why am I even checking this in the first place? It's because I had an issue with these, the receivers. So credit to Huepar, or Huepar, apologies, I'm not sure how to pronounce that properly. The first one I received would not detect properly, so it would only ever give me the same reading. So I reached out to them and they asked me to test it again at least 5 meters of distance. I did that, I sent them some additional feedback, and they just said, oh, no problem, we'll issue you a replacement. But, of course, you have an incident like that or an issue like that, it makes you question the quality, and I think it's good to double check that the tool's then functioning the way you expect it to. But the second one I received works perfect. It tells me the direction I need to go, and it is super sensitive. So this should work perfect outside. We're gonna take it outside and test how much distance I get. So supposedly up to 200 feet, we're gonna see how well that works. And that's gonna be our next step. Now they do offer a tripod as well. I just bought the unit and the receiver because this Julie Can one that I've got here, my first video tripod, is actually half the price of the one they're offering, and it is remarkably similar. Kind of the piece I think you want is some form of vertical adjustment here, so you can dial in your horizontal level up and down relatively easily. All right, so how do we use the receiver? I am going to use it in conjunction with this measure stick that I made, and it's probably a touch overkill. So I ripped down a piece of furring so the clamp would fit around it. Then I routed a channel so the measure stick that I put down the middle would sit recessed and not kind of wear out too quickly. And then sanded the whole thing, rounded over the edges, and then put a metal tip on the end. That way, as I'm constantly banging it against the ground, it doesn't wear out and get shorter and shorter and shorter. Now, it shouldn't do that too quickly, but this is kind of the thing I only want to make once. I had a few minutes yesterday and some scraps, so it didn't cost me anything because I didn't really want to buy their solution. I think that was like another $50 or more. But if you don't really want to make something like this, they do make a measure stick to pair with it. But this will help me set grades as I am doing the stone wall work over here. So I am excited to see what kind of distance I can get out of this, and then I'm going to start putting it to use hopefully later today as I'm digging this stuff up, and you guys can stay tuned for those videos coming up. All right, so my driveway is about 200 feet long, and I am maybe a third of the way down, and even outside in the sunlight, doesn't seem to have any issues picking up what I need it to. So it is beeping and toning the receiver when I'm in the right spot. I feel like in the bright sunlight, it's not quite as beep, beep, beep as it was inside, but it is certainly usable, and I think it is certainly going to work well for me. So let's go kind of all the way down to the end of the driveway, a full 200 feet, and we'll see if it still works. All right, so my driveway's got a good slope to it, more than 6 feet over the entire length, but I'm raising this up. The receiver is definitely working at about this 200-foot range mark, so I am very happy with this because both pieces, I got the laser level on sale for $90, and then this was $50. And for that price, it is going to be a colossal time saver over setting up and tearing down that water level all the time. So stay tuned. You're going to see a lot more of this as I put it to use. And yeah, I always love when I get to treat myself to a new tool and do a little customization myself. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.